In this Mobile Minute, we are going to be installing our screen door. The first thing to notice is check if your rollers are in the furthest sprung position, meaning that they have the most spring on them. In order to check, you should be able to depress the roller all the way down to the frame, both the top rollers as well as the bottom rollers. The reason for this is it will help you get the door in and not bind you in that process. So all the rollers are in their furthest sprung position. We first install the door by inserting the top into the top track. And you will feel the spring on those top rollers. You probably will not be able to get the bottom rollers onto the bottom track on the first shot. So get them as close as you can to the bottom track while having the top inserted. Then we're going to need to use a pry bar, or you could even use a butter knife, and we're going to shoehorn the bottom rollers onto the bottom runner track located here. So simply roll the door over the pry bar, lift up till you hear it click, and then lift and double check that the roller is riding on the track itself. Check the backside roller for the same positioning, and once the bottom rollers are on, the top rollers are in, then we're going to begin adjusting the door. To adjust the door properly, begin on the bottom rollers. Pick one side or the other. We're going to adjust that roller by turning an adjustment screw located in each corner of the door. Each roller has its own adjustment screw. Lift the door slightly and turn the screw clockwise until you see the roller push the door up off that track. When you have about 3/16 of an inch of height on that adjustment, stop and adjust the other roller at the opposite bottom corner. Again, turning clockwise to raise the door off of the bottom track. The purpose for that is if one of the rollers is out of adjustment, you don't want the door digging into the track because it's off kilter. So once you have those bottom rollers adjusted, shut the door to about 1 centimeter from closed. I like to stick the screwdriver itself in, just touch it with the door in closing, and check the reveal from the bottom to the top. It should be as close to plumb as you can get it. If it is not, one or the other needs to go up or down of the bottom rollers. Since we're over here, we're just going to turn this one counterclockwise about 1/2 to 3/4 of a turn and recheck our plumb. Again, checking to make sure that the reveal is even from top to bottom, which it is at this point. So then we have the bottom rollers adjusted. We're going to open the door slightly and start adjusting the top rollers. The purpose of adjusting the top rollers is you're not going to want to tighten them so tight that it binds the door, yet you're wanting to get it snug enough to where the door can't be lifted more than 1/16 to 1/8 of an inch. The purpose for this is if you happen to be walking by and inadvertently kick the door, it won't knock the door off of the bottom track. So again, we're going to start by adjusting this top roller by turning it clockwise. Just a couple turns until the door is snug against the top. Should only be a couple turns, and we're trying to get that again to where you can't lift the door more than 1/8 of an inch off of the track. Then we're going to go to the opposite side. We're going to adjust by turning that one clockwise and check. You're going to feel when it tightens up, and you're not going to want to adjust it much more past that point. And again, this is an optimal position where the door is still operable, yet it can't be lifted more than 1/8 of an inch in order to keep the door on track. Go ahead and shut your door, check for operation, adjust your lock last, and you're going to adjust the catch if necessary to fit the lock, not the lock or the door to fit the catch. That's all there is to adjusting your screen door and installing it properly. It will add longevity to the life of the rollers as well as the screen door.